Whimsequel, because that's her Twitter handle. And
Yeah,
it's like Andre or something. That's her middle name. but talking with them, with a couple other ladies.
It just went out.
They just went out. Hey, there we are. We're so pretty.
Sure are too cute.
Oh, but yeah, talking about.
People.
That's a good song.
Yeah. Moldy Peaches.
And Meredith from Women in Tech had a session as well on work-life balance, and that was really kind of a neat session because it was a real conversational kind of session.
Yeah. Well, that actually brings up something I wanted to talk about last week and forgot.
Okay.
And it was actually LaRock's book that got me going on it again, because I wrote about this a few years ago.
LaRock's book, DBA Survivor, available in stores.
From A-Press.
From A-Press, yeah.
Is it available in stores?
Well, he said that, didn't he?
E-stores, I don't know.
Well, that was he did this little video and he smiles and he was going to make his teeth glimmer.
Like I remember everything that Gay Watt said.
Moving right along.
Sorry, dude. He's like bigger than I am. So
yeah, he
hey,
is.
dude.
I didn't mean it.
Yeah, he's like up to hair on me. So anyway, it reminds me of something I wrote about a long time ago. Yeah, I'm trying to get that paper or whatever. I don't know.
Post-its are falling.
Post-its are falling. Go. Post-its are falling.
Go.
And so you, and I haven't read this portion of his book, but you told me about how he's talking about staying healthy and working out and all of that.
I haven't actually read his book, but I respect what he's doing.
I
as
respect
an
the fact
artist.
that he wrote it.
Yeah, working out and stuff. Yes.
So, I wanted to re-emphasize.
Well, you're talking about lean across you.
My word, it's turned into that kind of show.
No, it hasn't. I was actually just going to show the book.
Oh, look at that.
It's a cool book.
So anyway, re-emphasize what I wrote a few years ago and what he wrote in his book about as a DBA how important it is, or IT in general, right? How important it is to work out and stay in shape. And I think the most perfect example of that is, the last few months, I've been working out again really hard.
Really
right?
hard. Every day.
And
show them your big guns! That was for my kids. They all say that now. Look at my big guns!
So, look, I have boobies. But seriously though, before that, you will remember, because I was complaining about, I was starting to have some real carpal tunnel and some real what felt like the beginning of arthritis in my fingers.
That's
my
right.
hands just ached all the time, right?
And we were just going, oh gosh, it's just a bitch getting older, man.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
And quite literally within just a couple weeks of working out, and by working out I mean like lifting weights, right? Within just a couple weeks of lifting again, and like she said, I'm doing it pretty much every day. Every bit of that just went away. So it was clearly just, what did I say?
Nothing. You didn't say anything. I'm just like,
this is going to be on the soup, isn't it?
We've got the but no, I was sitting here thinking, we've got the chin-up bar. Hey, Sean, take off your shirt and do a few chin-ups for the people.
See, the problem isn't getting myself off the ground, it's getting my belly off the ground. Because even when I go up, it kind of just mostly stays in place.
It heals you, and everybody should work out.
Well, it's a lack of exercise thing, right? So, I mean, while I sit here on camera and squeeze my boobies,
better yours than mine.
So, but anyway, yeah, I mean, guys, seriously, not only that, but it gives you more energy for work. And while I do this, I'm covering up my face. This is the first rule of being on film is never purposely cover up your face.
So what you want to do over there?
Yeah, exactly. But
look.
Next time I'll just cough on your hand instead. So, seriously, guys, it gives you more energy for work. It allows you, it clears your head. So seriously,
it's become a lot easier for you to play with the kids. You were mentioning that.
It really has.
Getting real difficult to lift them up.
Yeah, well, because a couple of our kids are getting big, right? Especially the baby. I mean, he's always been a stout little guy, you know, and lift him up now. I mean, I can toss him up, twirl him. I'll do this down here and twirl him like a pizza.
I haven't seen that yet.
Really?
No, you can do. You serious about that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's messed up. That's one of those things that's gonna make me go.
Oh well,
So but y'all are happy, so it's all good.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, he doesn't like it. So, Okay, so, one of the topics that I wanted to talk about tonight, let me see which one was next. Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
So, one of the topics I wanted to talk about next
You're so cryptic. I still don't know what he's talking about.
Is, let's say that, and this has happened to me in the past. I'm not in that situation right now, okay? But, and I'm covering up my face again. Probably because I've been told I've got a face for blogging.
Apparently you've got a forgettable face, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, evidently.
It's sticky on my chair. Go ahead.
My word. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was when should you decide to let somebody go? There's that whole, there's the whole insubordinate thing. But I mean, let's say that somebody's just not up to par, right? Whether you inherit somebody or you make a bad hiring or whatnot, right? How do you know when to let somebody go and when to give up on them and when to not give up? Because you know me. I mean, I want to say a hopeless romantic in that sense that I don't like to give up on somebody that really wants to learn. I mean, I am one of those guys. I will train and train and train and train and train because that's just what I do, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'll even train you past my knowledge. I'll just make shit up one day.
The specific gravity of iron is 4.
Yeah. Did you say 4?
That's past my knowledge.
Did you say 4?
I said 4.
Huh. You sure you said 4?
I'm sure I said 4.
Okay.
I was making the point of it being past my knowledge.
Because I think you meant Tor, which is the amount that you accumulate during a game.
What are you talking about? Specific weight of iron?
You didn't mean 4. You meant Tor, which is the specific number of points you accumulate during a game.
No. You mean score, which is that thing that you step on when you come inside. Are you kidding me? You don't know what you step on when you come inside a house?
A mat?
Tell me you're kidding. This is your game.
The door?
You step on a door? What's under your feet right now? What's the dog lying on?
I was thinking specifically the thing.
It's inside!
No, you mean... I can't believe I botched this so bad already. No, you mean floor?
Yes, I mean floor.
Which is what you get when you cut yourself with a knife.
Oh, no. You mean score, which is what a bull does when it's angry.
No, you mean Gore, which is what you are when you work out too hard.
No, you mean soar, which is where you go for a nice picnic next to the ocean.
No, you mean shore, which is what birds do really high up in the sky.
Oh, I see. No, you mean soar, which was that guy who was vice president for a while.
Oh my.
No, I'm sorry. Wow. Yeah, he was vice president. Thank God. Okay. I was like, no, he was trying to be president. No, wait, he was president. Okay, I'm going back in time. Okay. No, you mean Cheney, who...
Yeah.
Man, I messed it up.
No, you mean Gore, which is what causes sleep apnea a lot of times.
No. You mean Snore, which is the second person possessive. I don't think I got that right. Which is English for thy.
You mean Thor?
I mean your, okay?
Okay. No, you mean your.
Shut up.
Which is what you knock on when you come to somebody's house.
I'm going to call that a game because this is not entertaining to watch. Fun to do, not entertaining to watch. I guarantee it.
Okay. Yeah, well.
But yeah, you threw me off. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Iron and 4. What?
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Oh yeah.
With the 4! Here.
The vice president. Was he vice president or was he king of potato chips?
How did we get on this?
What were we talking about? Firing people. Okay.
Just fire anyone you don't like and move on with your life.
So seriously though, I like to train people, especially if they're if they're into it, right? But at some point, you got to make a decision on whether they're worth it. So by worth it, I mean whether they're going to get it. So one of the things, like a lot of times, I would rather have, a beginner who's been at it for 1 or 2 years, who's really eager to learn and will take the initiative, over somebody who's been at it for 10 or 15 or 20 years and has had opportunities to learn all the basics and hasn't bothered learning all the basics. So why should I bother teaching you all the basics now? What have you been doing for a decade and a half, right?
That's and we've had this talk before, that, some mythological guy, some fictional guy, Sam. Sam has been a DBA for 15 years.
Sam Achilles.
Sam Achilles, absolutely, son of Zeus Achilles, has been a DBA for 15 years, and he doesn't know, say, I'm not going to use that example because I just talked to someone he doesn't know the difference between int and big int.
Right.
Something fairly basic.
Yeah, something really,
like, wow.
Which I run across all the time, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, well, that's part of the reason why I'm teaching some of these basics class, not just for the newbies, but, someone who's interested in come and watch. A couple of people said, wow, I know this stuff, and I learned a couple of things from you I should have learned a long time ago. I'm like, well, good. That's kind of why I'm doing it. But
I know.
But, yeah, this is just kind of fun to play with.
That's what she said.
So, I was making the point. Yeah, I have a difficult time just judging someone based off of, well, you've had 15 years to learn this, forget about it, get out. I get feeling that way. I understand it. But I don't think it's entirely fair, because, we've seen this time and time again where it just doesn't occur to somebody that, oh, well, that's just a completely different way of doing things. It seems very, very natural to us because that's the way that we've always done stuff. I get interested in something, I learn everything I can about it, and then I experiment and I do it and so forth. But if most of your role models, if most of the people you've been around don't do that or do things a different way or whatever, it's like, maybe it's the difference between, the new era and the old era. In the new era, it's all about learning and knowing more and more and more, and way back in not in industrial times, but we'll say like in the 50s, when most jobs were about either...
Yeah, but we're specifically talking about IT now. Okay?
Well, I'm just saying that there's...
You can't take it back to the 50s.
I'm just saying that there's a gradient. We started here and we're moving towards something else, and there's always a lot of holdover, way after you would think there would be. Look how far after slavery racism held on. I hate to instantly go to something like that, but I'm just saying that these things that are ingrained with us, I don't have to
look how long after suffrage.
Actually,
sexism hung on. I couldn't get slavery out of my head.
Look how long after suffrage slavery hang. No, that's not right. But I'm serious. That kind of thing does hang on for a very long time, and it eventually tapers out. Almost.
Okay, but we're talking about people that have been doing this as long as I have.
I'm simply making the point that some people don't have that mentality, for whatever reason. They haven't been exposed to that.
Exactly. Learning
more and more.
Exactly.
And for some of them, not all, but for some of them, you can introduce them to, well, yeah, but you need to actually learn and know more and grow your knowledge, and here are all these things you didn't know that are really cool.
Well, which is why...
will spark an interest.
Which is why...
But that won't work for everybody.
Which is why I'm always really reticent to give up on somebody who says they want to learn, right?
You think this is going to be too much?
What do you mean?
Bad? Oversteeped?
No, it should be fine.
Carry on.
So, and the problem too is, and we've had this kind of discussion a lot, right? And so the problem is that you think I tend to be too hard on people in that sense, that I think people ought to know more than they do.
I do, but I also
I've also heard a lot of other people say that because I joke around a lot, that I don't take databases as seriously as I should. And
sure.
I'm like, really? How much more seriously can I take data?
Do you know who I am?
Just because you make jokes doesn't mean you don't take something seriously, right? And I've heard that in Kempo too, right? That I don't take my art seriously enough because I make jokes. And I'm like, well,
that's what I was going to say. Is
I've been doing this a long time.
I'll make my arguments and stuff, but I'm reticent to say that you're absolutely wrong about something like this, because you've been teaching. I was saying this over and over again to people at the conference, that you've been teaching something or other for 20 years or more. You've been teaching the martial arts and cooking and databases, and you're really a teacher. So, and you're a better judge of people, we found out, than I am.